Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden and Garden Tour Saturday with your host, Grandma Sandy, your co-hosts, Suffolk Susie, Pat's Garden Life, and Growing on Vancouver Island. I haven't been in the garden for 2 days because I've been in the house canning and canning and canning peaches. So today is going to be as big a surprise to me as it may be to you. So let's take a little tour through this wonderful Maine garden in all of its lush beauty. We have beefy purple tomatoes growing here. These are determinates, and they're coming right along. It is the 16th of August, and so we probably have just under 2 more months to grow before the frost comes. So I'm going to love it. I'm going to embrace it, right? Right now we are heavily in the canning and harvest season, and believe me, it's busy. How are your gardens growing? Are you dealing with the burden of abundance for yourself? The burden of abundance is what Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm calls this time of year, when there's so much to harvest, eat, enjoy, and get canned or frozen or whatever needs to be done. So we're going to try to enjoy this without making us want to faint. For all the sweet peas that I have grown this year, I've probably gotten about 4. I've planted pot after pot. I planted them in the bed. I would have to call that my disaster story. I'm also part of a collaboration hosted by Janita's BF Well Wishes Gardening. And all you have to do is use the hashtag Let's Share Our Plants, Success, and Disaster Stories. So that's what I'm up to, just coming in here in the garden. So here are the German butterball potatoes. And finally, 2 blooms after months of growing in this pot. And me fertilizing them and watering them and taking good care of them. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. Maybe they just want to be in the ground. But I would not call this my success story either. However, if you take a look at all the rest of this, I would have to call that success. In fact, it's almost a little scary. There's so many things growing. Uh-oh. This is my Golden Jubilee tomato. It's got plenty of water, but the leaves are wilting. So I might try to change its position and see if that helps it. It has a couple of blooms right there. Take a look at that beautiful, stunning nasturtium. I think that's the prettiest one I've ever grown. This Clancy potato that I have here in this garden bed is doing very well compared to the ones I have in pots. So maybe that's something that I need to pay attention to. Potatoes just want to go in the ground or in a large bed as much as possible. I know that people have a lot of great success with growing potatoes in pots and, like Grandma Sandy, in a cardboard box, and I think that's great. That's why I keep trying. I want to be able to grow potatoes successfully in containers and in pots and grow bags or whatever else. But we'll have to see how that turns out. I think this is the time of year where I've probably dropped seeds over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and not much turns out from them. I'm hoping the beans that I planted over there will, but I usually end up having things not grow, and then maybe come spring, those seeds will sprout. So it's not a complete loss. I've got to harvest this guy, but I'm putting it off until I get control of the peaches and the golden plums and the cucumbers before I bring it in, because it's going to need a lot of attention to be made into sauerkraut. I consider this a definite success story. This is my biggest, prettiest habanero pepper. Can't decide whether I should put it out in more sun. It's doing really well. I don't even know if I'm going to get any peppers at all this year. Another success story is this cucumber. It's absolutely going crazy here. It's a volunteer, and it is very, very healthy. The sweet potatoes are laboring along. I will be very lucky if I get anything from that. But I'm going to enjoy them for the beauty that they give me. Oh my goodness. Look here. Wow, it snuck up on me. I think this is a dark Armenian cucumber. It's beautiful. I've got to go get my scissors to cut it down. Oh my goodness, I see another one. I'm going to get them before they get too big. This little tiny pathetic plant that I thought was going to die has already produced these two dark Armenian cucumbers. It's time to tie up this cucumber and try to make some sense of it. I want to tie it up so it will grow upward. I finally figured out what this is. This is a volunteer, and it's a sunflower. It is totally in the wrong place, but because I only have a couple sunflowers this year, I'm just going to let it grow and see if we can work around it. Since this volunteer cucumber is growing so vigorously, and I did not plant it here, obviously, since it's a volunteer, but I already have some tomatoes. I don't think they're going to probably even set fruit. I think I'm going to cut off a few of the branches of this cucumber. So I'm going to try to train it right up here. I was wondering if this was a cucumber anyway. The leaves are different. I think what I have here is a cantaloupe. Whatever I have, it's great. I am seriously cutting it back and tying it up, and we'll see what we get from it. I really wish sometimes that the whole day, or at least half of it, would stay like this, where it's nice and cool and you can work out here comfortably in the garden. So that looks a lot better. It's under control. It's growing up the cattle panel. There's going to be a lot more light, space, and nutrition for all of these things. So I have this whole bed trimmed and pruned and tied up, looking a lot better. We have all this here that I cut down. We have all that I cut down. And now I'm going to fertilize it with the liquid fertilizer. It's definitely time to harvest some of these sweet banana peppers. I really have great hopes for them. I hope they taste wonderful. If nothing else, I'll just put them in some peach salsa, which I'm going to be making up very soon. I'm going to pull out these nasturtium. They're definitely past their prime. They're looking a little wilty and overgrown. So it's definitely time to remove them and put something in their place. I took out the nasturtiums right there that were growing with the carrots. I left a little bit right there in the corner just for prettiness. And I have found a few carrots that are about ready to pick. I left a few of the dragon tongue beans here because that's the only ones I have left. I think this year I still love them and enjoy them, but I'm really enjoying the green beans. Your typical traditional ones. Looks like we've got some nice carrots here. So I'll pull up a few of these so they're not so crowded. And let the other ones stay and get bigger. So how's that? Scarlet Nance. They're a longer, skinnier carrot, and they're just absolutely delicious. These Scarlet Nance carrots are just incredible. I highly recommend them. I'm so glad that my strawberries have recovered. I was so sad that they died from the first batch, pretty much died from not having enough water, but they're looking pretty good. I'm thrilled with them. Any strawberries I get is a win-win. This is what happens to the beans and the cucumbers when I haven't been in the garden for only 2 days. The burden of abundance. It's a conflicting term. But I think it describes very well how we feel. We work and work and work, and we plant all these things, fertilize them, tie them up, love them, and then they start producing all at once, and the burden of abundance is real. It's just real. It's a good thing, but it's a hard thing. These are the noodle beans from this plant over here. It's just a little tiny old plant. I've been watching them, and I looked up today, and all of a sudden these crazy things were there. I think some of them are too past, but even the tiny ones look the same. I'm not really sure what to do with them. I need to look it up. I know that Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm grows them every year. I think they're called yard long or noodle beans. I also had a plant down here, but I don't think it lived. Well, that's a nice harvest. I'm going to take that in and see what we can eat of it for lunch, and then we'll make some more things for dinner. It's so fun to be able to eat the harvest that you've just grown in your own garden with no pesticides, and then take it in the house, wash it up, and then eat it and enjoy it. Nothing better. I have so many things to pick, but I need to stop what I'm doing and go in and make lunch. I hope you guys have enjoyed this garden tour Saturday, that you've learned something, and that your gardens are growing very, very well. Take a look at these chocolate sprinkles. Thanks again to the two hosts, Grandma Sandy and Janita's BF Well Wishes Gardening, and for our co-host, Suffolk Susie, Pat's Garden Life, and Growing on Vancouver Island. It's really fun every Saturday to be able to film a video for this open collaboration. Just use the hashtag Garden Tour Saturday, or let's share our plant success and disaster stories. So you have a great day, and we will see you on the next video.